Ever wondered about the mastermind behind Marvel's most iconic characters? Imagine a world without Spider-Man swinging across skyscrapers, or the Hulk smashing his way through trouble, or Iron Man soaring across the sky in his high-tech armor. Hard to picture, isn't it? This, dear friends, is the world Stan Lee crafted with his creative genius. A world that has touched lives across the globe, shaping pop culture as we know it. Stan Lee, the man, the legend, was not just a comic book writer but a titan who revolutionized the comic book industry. His creations weren't just characters, they were reflections of humanity, with all its flaws and virtues, its hopes and fears. He gave us heroes that were relatable, villains that were complex, and stories that kept us on the edge of our seats. So, ready for a journey into the marvelous world of Stan Lee? Join us as we delve into the unknown facts about Stan Lee, the Marvel Maestro. Starting off our list, fact number 10, Stan Lee wasn't always Stan Lee. Yes, you heard it right. The man who gave us some of the most iconic characters in comic book history was actually born as Stanley Martin Lieber. Now you might be wondering why he decided to change it? Well, Stan Lee initially used Stan Lee as a pseudonym because he was saving his real name for more serious literary work. However, as his work in comics gained popularity, he legally adopted Stan Lee. It's interesting to note how a name change can impact one's identity, isn't it? Imagine if he hadn't changed it, we might be saying Excelsior Stanley Martin Lieber instead. Kind of a mouthful, don't you think? Stanley Martin Lieber may not be as catchy as Stan Lee, but it's where our Marvel journey begins. Stan Lee, the comic book writer and Army Man? That's right, folks. Stan the Man Lee, renowned for his comic book genius, was once a soldier. During the tumultuous times of World War II, Lee set aside his pencils and ink to serve in the US Army. But don't think he was simply a grunt on the front lines. Oh no, Stan Lee was one of only 9 men in the Army given the title of playwright. His military duties took a creative turn as he wrote training films, manuals, and even cartoons to help his fellow soldiers. His unique role allowed him to utilize his storytelling skills in a completely different arena, yet still impactful and meaningful. So you see, even in the Army, Stan Lee was weaving tales and creating characters. From serving his country to serving up superheroes, Stan Lee has always been a man of many talents. Ever notice something strange in the Marvel comics? There's a secret hidden in plain sight, and it's all about names. Stan Lee, the mastermind behind many of our beloved Marvel characters, had a knack for alliteration. From Peter Parker to Bruce Banner, from Reed Richards to Sue Storm, the list goes on. But why all the alliteration? It wasn't just a stylistic choice, it was a memory tool. Stan Lee, working in an era before the convenience of digital databases, needed a way to keep track of his ever-growing roster of characters. He found his solution in alliteration. The matching initials served as a mnemonic device, helping him remember who was who in the Marvel universe. It's a clever trick that added a layer of charm to these iconic characters. So, the next time you encounter a Marvel character, take a moment to appreciate the thought behind their name. Stan Lee, making memorable characters in more ways than one. Spider-Man, a beloved superhero. But did you know about his tangled web of creation? Let's unravel this story thread by thread. Our hero, Stan Lee, faced an uphill battle to bring Spider-Man into our lives. Initially, his idea of a teenage superhero who wasn't a sidekick but the protagonist was met with resistance. People doubted whether a young hero could carry the weight of a comic book series. And a spider? They thought the idea was simply too outlandish. But Stan Lee, ever the maverick, stuck to his guns. He slipped Spider-Man into the final issue of a failing series, Amazing Fantasy, as a sort of last hurrah. The response was unexpected. Readers loved the character, the sales numbers soared, and the rest, as they say, is history. Spider-Man swung into the hearts of millions, proving that sometimes it pays to take a risk. Spider-Man, proof that with great risk comes great reward. Stan Lee, not just a creator of heroes, but a hero himself. His unique approach to storytelling went beyond mere entertainment. Lee had a vision to create a world that reflected the diverse reality of our own, a world that didn't shy away from the social issues of the time. He used his stories as a platform to address these issues head-on, sparking conversations and challenging norms. Through the characters he created and the worlds they inhabited, Lee tackled topics like racism, inequality, and discrimination. Comics weren't just about superpowers and epic battles, they were about real people facing real-world problems. This was a brave and pioneering move in an era when such topics were often brushed under the rug. Stan Lee, a man of vision, a man of purpose, a man who dared to use his creativity to make a statement. His stories were his weapon, his pen, his shield. Stan Lee, using his pen to fight battles beyond the comic pages. Stan Lee, the man who never really retired. This is a testament to the enduring spirit of Stan the Man Lee, a legend who kept his creative wheels turning well into his 90s. While most people might dream of retiring and kicking back, Stan Lee was a different breed. His passion for the comic industry was insatiable. Even after stepping down as Marvel's editorial director and publisher, Lee remained involved in the world he helped create. His continued presence in the industry was not just limited to his famous movie cameos. He worked on numerous projects, lending his creative genius to new comics, films, and television shows. With every new venture, he proved that age couldn't dull his imaginative spark. In a world that often equates age with slowing down, Stan showed us a different narrative. Age didn't deter him. Instead, it seemed to fuel his creativity. Stan Lee proving that age is just a number when it comes to passion. Sometimes the best things happen by accident. And that couldn't be more true when we delve into how the Marvel Universe was born. In a twist of fate, a publisher's error led to an unexpected opportunity for Stan Lee. You see, a rival comic book had mistakenly printed an enormous order. Their misstep? Our gain. It led to an increase in demand for superhero stories, and the Marvel Universe was born. What seemed like a setback for one became a stepping stone for another. Stan Lee, ever the opportunist, seized the moment. He began to weave together a world of heroes and villains, of epic battles and human struggles, a universe that transcended the boundaries of the comic book pages. And thus, from a mistake, a Marvel was born. A universe that continues to captivate and inspire millions around the world, a testament to the fact that sometimes our greatest achievements can come from the most unexpected places. Stan Lee, turning a mistake into a marvel. Stan Lee, the king of cameos, but did you know about his unseen one? Ah, Stan Lee, always full of surprises, even in places we least expect. Now let's delve into a lesser-known fact about Stan, his unseen cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2. In the film, Stan is seen chatting with cosmic entities known as the Watchers. These entities observe and compile knowledge on all aspects of the universe without interfering. The twist in the tale is that Stan is portrayed as a Watcher informant, sharing tales of his adventures on Earth. So why is this cameo unseen? Well, it's not that it's invisible, it's just that it's easy to miss if you're not paying close attention. It's a clever nod to all the cameos Stan has made over the years, tying them together as if they were all part of a report to the Watchers. Stan Lee, always finding a way to surprise us. Behind every great man there's a great team? Yes indeed. Even Stan Lee, the comic book genius, didn't operate in a vacuum. He had a knack for surrounding himself with some of the most talented artists and writers in the industry, creating a collaborative powerhouse that was simply unmatched. Two names that stand out in particular are Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko. Kirby, a co-creator of characters like the Fantastic Four, X-Men and the Hulk, was known for his dynamic and bombastic art style. His illustrations brought Lee's characters to life, making them larger than life yet relatable. Then there was Steve Ditko, the legendary artist behind Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Ditko's unique and surrealistic art style added depth and dimension to Lee's storytelling, making the worlds they created together truly extraordinary. These creative partnerships were instrumental in shaping the Marvel Universe we know and love today. So here's to the unsung heroes, the creative minds behind the scenes. Stan Lee, a comic genius but not a one-man show. And now, our most surprising fact about Stan Lee. Just before his death, this legendary icon gave us one last superhero to cherish. He named it Axiom. This character was not just another addition to the Marvel Universe, but a testament to Lee's undying creativity and his relentless pursuit of storytelling. Even as he neared the end of his life, he was still weaving tales, still creating heroes. Axiom was unique, a fresh stroke on the canvas of superheroes, a character that carried the essence of Lee's vision. He was a hero for the new age, crafted with the wisdom and experience of a lifetime spent in creating worlds beyond imagination. Axiom was Lee's swan song, his final gift to a world he had filled with wonder and adventure. It's as if he was saying, "I may be gone, but my stories, my heroes will live on." Stan Lee leaving us with one final hero to remember him by. And that concludes our countdown of unknown facts about Stan Lee. What a ride it has been, uncovering these gems about the man who shaped an entire universe of superheroes, touching millions of lives with his storytelling genius. From the name game, where we discovered the true origins of his iconic pseudonym, to The Last Superhero, where we delved into the powerful legacy he left behind, Each fact has shone a light on a different facet of this remarkable man. Through his army days, his hidden messages, and his accidental creations, we've seen how Stan Lee was not just a comic book writer but a visionary who revolutionized pop culture. His stories, his characters, his cameos, they all have become an integral part of our lives. Stan Lee's impact on the industry and pop culture is immeasurable. His spirit lives on in every page, every scene, every web-slinging leap. Thank you for joining us on this Marvelous journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Unknown Mythicals for more fascinating